Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hello, world! I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is your Geek Out for today. Let's go ahead and fire up the free Locker Gnome app available for both iOS and Android to find out our top user, our top engager today, because yes, we are keeping track. It looks like Mr. Sixberg is the top user today. But don't worry, you can be the top user tomorrow. It's really easy to do. All you need to do is download the Locker Gnome app for free. Got a few stories to share with you today. Going into Windows 8, Windows is still the top operating system. Now I put the word top in air quotes because, it depends on what we're measuring, right? In terms of, and I think in relation to this usage of top, we're talking about devices or computers that are running the Windows operating system. A lot of them are out there, certainly. So, in terms of desktop operating systems, the one that is most widely deployed is Windows. But remember, when people throw those words around, it's relative. We can measure another metric and come out with another operating system on top. What's the top operating system running open source software? Well, that would be some kind of distribution of Linux, right? So top is relative. The bottom line is a lot of people are using Windows, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And speaking of Windows, we've got another Windows 8 personal installation experience. Some people have had a lot of luck, others not so much. I found it funny, though. I had better luck installing Windows 8 on older hardware than I did on newer hardware. And that really did come to a surprise. Or I was surprised by it. It shocked me. I pleasantly. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't angry about that. Other than not being able to install it on newer hardware. Windows 8 is something that you're just going to have to deal with. Even if you don't want to install it and upgrade, I don't think it's going to be going away anytime soon, because this is what Microsoft is pushing into, giving you, an experience that up until now, the iPad has been able to deliver with some amount of cohesiveness in terms of an app store strategy, a media strategy. Google's now starting to do this as well with Google Play. The bottom line is Windows 8 is going to be a good experience for those who are wanting to use a touchscreen computer, if you can get it installed. Looks like we've also shared tips for becoming an independent IT consultant, as well as how to add or remove sports teams on Google Now cards. Oh, I could use that. I do not like sports, and I like Google Now, but it's just it's telling me who the Cubs are playing. I do not care. And so now I will be able to toggle and never see another sports score as long as I live. That's something I will never ask Siri. What are the current standings for Team X? I do not care. Also shared a story about hydroelectric power. Some say it's not worth a damn. Make your old graphics drivers work in Windows 8. That's going to be important for some of you. You might want to bookmark that one. Why white balance is important in video. Now, I know I say that I'm white. I'm not. I am white-ish. This is white, and I set the white balance for this camera even before recording this particular video because we had to reset it as a part of the documentary that I'm in. You guys caught that information on Twitter today? I'm going to be in a documentary. We're filming it today and tomorrow, and some people who are watching live.pirillo.com kind of got a behind-the-scenes look at what was going on. I even recorded it for the vlog that's going to be coming out in a couple days. I'm going to be in a documentary, a very short documentary, but stay tuned for more information on that one. Entertainment center, home theater audio calibration, important, right? It's like you've got the speakers, but are you optimizing the sound in terms of the position where they're at, as well as where you plan on sitting, or at least the people who are going to be sitting in the area of the home theater. It's kind of like, the Wi-Fi extenders. It's not just getting one, you have to put it in the right place. You have to essentially calibrate it, making sure it's optimal. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting your money. Looks like we also have information asking whether Craigslist is a monopoly, Pwnage wants to bring gamer culture to the big screen, and Dolby Digital. Atmos promises sound perfection. It's all about perfection for geeks, right? You're never going to stop until you've tweaked to the max. And I'm not tweaking or anything, but the bottom line is I like hearing from you. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. That's a different kind of audio, sound back, sound off, sound feedback, audio. I was going somewhere with that, but I've lost the analogy. I apologize. Elsewhere from around the web, Google passes Microsoft's market value as PC loses to web. Yikes. So even with more computers running Windows, it looks like Google's still going to overtake Microsoft. It was inevitable. Any device can get to the web. That's Google's game. And many people think, oh, no, Google's game is Android. Android is a way to get you to use more of Google services. That's why Google puts software on iOS devices. They'll probably, and I think they will, put it on Windows 8. They don't care how you get to Google so long as you get to Google. That's its game. And that's why it's very difficult, maybe I'm geeking out a little bit here, very difficult to compare Google's business model to Microsoft's, or even Microsoft's to Apple. Even in Amazon, they're in the same space, but they're completely different businesses. And here's the thing. They can interoperate together. You don't have to live in one world to appreciate what every one of them has to offer. This is why I get so upset, with fanboys and people who just love one device over the others. There's, this competition that's very fierce, but it's also spurring innovation across the board from every single vendor. But the bottom line is, they're competitors, but at the same time, completely, radically, phenomenally different business models. Think about it. So for anybody who compares Microsoft to Apple outright or Google to Amazon outright, they're missing the boat, man. They're thinking about it completely wrong. And once you realize that this rich ecosystem of technology and experiences can really flow together in certain ways, and in many ways the web bridges the gap, then you start to understand, wow, I can appreciate what each one of these companies does for the greater ecosystem of technology, because they have different business models. Facebook's new pitch to brand advertisers: forget about clicks. My goodness, how long? I've been preaching this since 1996. Okay, so yes, ads run in this channel. Do you click them? I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Most of you probably don't. But the advertiser still gets branding. They still get attention. So here's how I think about this whole scenario. First of all, I think the future of advertising is in branding, is in product placement. When I hold this thing up, you know what it is, right? Can you click this guy? You can't, but you know who this is. Geeks know who this is. It's an Android. It's a mascot that represents this movement. What would you call Android, really? Platform, operating system? Movement, I think that's a good word to go with Android. You can't click it, but I still talked about it. That's attention, and that attention is valuable. That tension can be not valuable. You don't want to cause tension with advertising. I'm advertising. That's an advertisement for Android. Am I making money from it? No. But are you paying attention to this? Yes. Facebook's coming out and saying, forget about clicks. I agree with them. Forget about the click. I don't care how many views I have wherever YouTube's putting the view count or wherever you're looking. What I care about is the engagement that I have with you. When you ask me questions and I'm able to answer them, that to me is telling me that you're paying attention to me, and that's valuable. Not just to me, not just to you, but to the potential advertiser, the sponsor that wants to get into your attention space. And that is where clicks just don't effectively measure that attention. So, for example here, YouTube viewer 52 Sunny D writes, what is normal? Normal is you. And stop comparing yourself to others, right? You are normal. Your experience is normal. That's all you have. The moment you think that you're missing some ideal, you're going to miss out on your life, thinking that you could be better or someone's living a better life than you. No, you're living the best life you possibly can at this moment. And if you're not, the onus is on you to get to the point where you're happy. And when you're happy, you're normal. And I hope you're happy. I'm happy. I'm a little excited just because I have how many gallons of coffee running through my veins, or arteries, or what are they, capillaries? Okay, obviously I did not go to medical school at all. I got, what was it, B in biology, and I think I probably snoozed through that particular part of the course. Anyway, I'm happy to have you here. Very happy with the engagement that we get, you asking questions, you commenting, you sharing the things that we do, the articles on Locker Gnome, the videos here, the engagement on the mobile platform, when you interact, when you do things like, give us the little thumbs up. I almost did a little gun thing. There are double thumbs up guns. When you do this, that tells us not that you agree with me necessarily, but that you appreciate the effort that we put forth. So thank you for all the likes that you guys do. Thank you for all the tweets, retweets, shares. Just keep being yourself. Keep being normal, and I think we'll get along just fine. We'll see you later.